After seeing These Septic Stars support Fort Hope at the Joiners in Southampton, I was intrigued by just how different they were to the other bands of the night. I met up with them at the Alexander Beer Emporium in the city centre for a chat about their history as a band and what's on their horizon. What's your band name from? Where's that come from? These Septic Stars. I did wonder, I was like, because even when you said the band name, like at the show, I was like, what did he say? What's that? I need to look it up, and I can't.
Yeah. This has always happened. This always happens. Like at the moment, it's a thing. It's like a joke where a lot of people get it wrong, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's like.
Did you hear?
We've had it on posters and everything.
This Skeptic Scar was one of them. Ryan Ward, he works for Hands on Printing, Clang. He was like, I thought you were called This Skeptic Scar.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like These Septic Stars. And like, sometimes
they get everything wrong. It'll be the or
the
like every syllable. Every syllable tends to sort of get a battering at times, doesn't it? But we've had posters, up around the town that had the wrong name on it. It's like
it came from the original band formers were Fish and a guy called Andy Havel, who used to be the guitarist for the band. And you sort of came up with it, I think.
Yeah, it was to begin with. I mean, the band started off as a two-piece. It started off as me and a guitarist. It was just an idea. But I mean, to begin with, it came from sort of the idea of all these sort of manufactured pop acts. Again, Septic Stars. It's just a sort of rotten industry, really.
Yeah.
And that's where it sort of originated from. But it was from a drunken night, really. Do you know what I mean? You're sort of throwing stuff together, and we didn't really want to sort of just throw sort of a sort of a one-word name down, because it's so easy to copy the same name from another band these days. We've got a mate's band called Elixir, and if you try and search them on Facebook, there's about 40 other bands out there called Elixir.
Yeah.
Trying to tag them in a Facebook post is impossible.
No.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's it. And like for us, it's. Excuse me. When we realised that it was the abbreviation, it's going to sound bad, of TSS stands for Toxic Shock Syndrome, which is bad. You know what I mean? Like really bad. We kind of liked that as well. We thought, what if people sort of go for that and pick it out? But then that's press in itself, isn't it? So we were like, yeah.
If you search TSS on Google, you get some funny results.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's sort of a drunken night thing, we'd have to say, I guess. But it stuck, and we thought, there's no way we'll change it up, and like sort of. I got it tattooed on my leg, didn't I? Like really early on in the day, so it's got TSS written in a bubble. But he drew me a fish, and I tattooed it because he's my best friend. So like I literally drew it, and then the bubble, and then Andy's like, "Oh, I'm changing the name." It's like you're doing that on purpose. But yeah, no, it's so yeah, drunken night. I think we put that down too, right?
Yeah. Again, it was kind of a take on the sort of music industry when you had all these sort of like pop star sort of programs and things like that. But yeah, it just kind of stuck, didn't it? Because again, to begin with, we weren't actually a band. It was just two of us. We like sort of stuck a moniker on it. Then we sort of
drafted me.
Yeah, we knew musicians. A lot of our friends are musicians, so we were like, "Would you like to come drum for us?" And I was shortly after meeting Sav. I knew he was an actor, so it's like, let's give it a go.
Yeah, I was nervous when I first started out to do it, to be honest, because I've never used my voice past singing in the shower. Honestly, so I was like, yeah, obviously I'd love to help you, because like they inspire me at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So like I just tried it basically, and yeah, the rest is history. Yeah, basically.
So, who influenced you then? Do you have like a certain number of? Probably you all have different bands that have inspired you and stuff.
Honestly, 5 of the most eclectically tasted musicians that I've ever met. Like, I used to be a dancer in Bamboo Bar, which is a club. It used to be in Leisure World, and I was raised on like R&B and hip hop and Michael Jackson and stuff like that. Whereas you love your Primus and
No, I'm big sort of massive sort of 90s metal.
Yeah,
metalheads.
New metal.
Back in the day. But local bands as well, massive local band addict really. Local band called Toupee, which were 2 bassists and a drummer. They used to do the circuit. And they're what got me started. I used to go and watch them at the Joiners. And they play a lot of slap bass. I was like, I'd love to give that a go. And it is one of those stories where I literally found my niche, I think. From the get-go. But recently,
UKID.
Yeah, UKID. There's a band called Stolen Babies, American band, female fronted. I'm a massive when it comes to alternative music, I love female artists, especially front women. Absolutely love it because it's kind of not really a big thing these days.
Like a male-dominated industry, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So to see a girl get up there and give it some it really does it for me. But there's a South Coast band as well that we're all a big fan of. It's a band called Reuben.
Yeah,
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're not together anymore. They're a three-piece. So guitars, bass, drummer. They played big festivals. Done massive tours at Download and stuff like that. So they play a big part.
We've got so many, I'd say, different influences, but like in a way that everyone brings that certain different element to the band from that. Like Tom is really into metal, like
he's a massive gent fan.
He's like a gent fan. Like he loves this, ticking over chords and stuff. And Wayne is a sort of similar vein. He likes Mackinist Supremacy.
I'm a tall guy, Wayne. Massive Metallica fan.
Yeah, huge Metallica fan.
Yeah, Machinist Supremacy.
And then Kyle he's into anything from sort of. I mean, he's in a Duran Duran tribute band as well.
Yeah, I've mentioned earlier.
Pink Floyd. And he loves country music. Like he's making his own country album now. I think just
he's
for
a
fun.
massive prog fan as well.
He loves progressive metal.
Sorry, come on.
Breaking Benjamin. What's the other band? Red. That he loves, and he's seeing Breaking Benjamin in 4 weeks' time, and it's the first time they've ever come to the UK. So he's stoked. He can't wait. So, but yeah, can't wait.
Do you think, like, because you've all got such different influences and stuff, do you think that kind of gives you like a unique sound, or do you kind of draw that sound from like another band that you really respect, or what?
I honestly think it gives us our uniqueness.
Yeah, I think it also sometimes makes it quite hard for us to write. Which is why we've been together for sort of as a whole band for about 3 years. We've got 2 EPs out.
We've had lineups change though.
We've gone for a couple.
We've gone through 2 drummers, a guitarist. One of the founding ones, pretty much. But like we swapped out with that. So we had periods where we'd written something and it just got thrown away because it's like literally trying to fix the band before we can actually perform.
Yeah.
So we were like,
it sort of puts you back a couple of steps.
Yeah. And then we thought we were going to lose Kyle at one point, which really gutted us because a lot of stuff came out of the woodwork that was going to happen. And Kyle was like, I'm off to do this, and we were like, we don't want to lose him because we love him before a bandmate anyway, like as a person, but we thought if we lose him we're going to have to take like 6 steps backwards and teach everyone how to play Subhuman, which is like, what the hell? Like,
It's really technical.
Yeah, so it's sort of like that really, basically. It was, I think our eclectic mix of what we like slowly bleeds into the writing as we're doing it. And then you get Kyle's tech playing with Tom's mastery of sort of rhythm, and then you add in slap and sort of your technical elements on the bass to it, and I sort of have to round that together and lyric.
I think it's a good chemistry. It's good chemistry because again, all those different eclectic minds, something good always comes out of it, doesn't it? So I think we all surprise ourselves. We'll go one way, and we tend to work on our music for quite a long time. More than other bands, I'd say. We can go to practice 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Still not come out with.
I have said that
finished product.
we don't just sort of want to churn out tunes for the sake of churning out tunes. Like we kind
It's
of.
got to stick. That's the thing. We've got to make sure it
like
sticks.
I mean, Butcheresque, we were right. No, They Were Already Dead, which is one of our new ones. That's been written in effect in a certain degree for like a year or 2.
Oh yeah, easily.
We just never brought it to a point where we're like, right, let's actually work on this and make it into something like, and we finally just done that. So we're sort of like refining that for future shows.
Yeah, when we spent recently, when we were writing our newest one, They Were Already Dead, I think we spent a studio session, about a 4-hour studio session, and we didn't really come out with, we just couldn't decide on, how to sort of set it out. But it just sort of put into perspective that it's got to be right. And the thing is, when you've worked on it for that long, and you're happy with it, that's when you've got the finished product there, and you're
in effect that day proved that 5 different musicians can clash sometimes as well.
Yeah,
exactly. We were like at each other's throats that night.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the only times that we've all been like
really like
you're stressing me out.
Yeah, pulling my hair out like and stuff.
But yeah, the influence definitely have a massive have a massive play on each of us. I think that's important, really.
Yeah,
It's important if you do want to create something new. You need that. You need that sort of amalgamation of different influences, I suppose.
I think you can tell when you listen to the music that everyone's got a different influence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool,
Yeah.
I'm just going to call that bleeds across. That's wicked.
Yeah.
So what's your ultimate goal then? Where do you want to be? Or are you just happy doing what you're doing? Or
We've said this multiple times. Like our thing is not, we don't chase the money or the fame or anything like that. Really, we do absolutely love it. The fact that we get anything like this back is a shock to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. Like
It's always like a real shocker to sort of.
We never thought we'd be received in any way as well as we were, and some of the opportunities that come out of it that we've done sort of baffle us.
Yeah.
And our ultimate goal, obviously, like anyone, we would love to be doing it full time.
Yeah.
But setting that as our thing is not what we're at. We're at make a decent show, put on half an hour where someone turns around and says, "Oh my God, man, you made my night." That is better than
someone walking up to you with a big wad of cash.
Yeah, so
thanks for tonight sort of thing.
here's a load of money, make an album in 4 weeks or we'll sack you. That's or something like that. That's technically what the music industry is.
does that put you off of signing any kind of deal then if it came along?
We've had offers before. We've always turned a blind eye to them just because I think it would kind of take the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Doing it with any kind of pressure. Now we're not signed. We can pick and choose what we do. We all run busy sort of private lives. Work, partners, whatever. So it's kind of nice to freelance, but I suppose the ultimate dream is to be doing it every day.
We would love to. To be fair, we would love to be signed. Our fear would come from being signed and then them trying to mould us.
Which I guess when you've got all those different like personalities and influences and everything else coming in,
hard. Yeah, and I reckon one person, one or two may be like, fuck this, do you know what I mean? And then it'll start to fracture the. And obviously, ultimately, we'd love to be doing it every day and be on tour like for months on end and stuff. Like,
we were friends over bandmates before, so it's to put any kind of pressure on those friendships is a bit daunting. But that goal is there of trying to bring it forward.
We would love to go there with it. Honestly.
I wouldn't really want to do it with anyone else, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's better to be doing it with your friends than anything.
Exactly.
But
the ultimate goal, I reckon, is.
Yeah, I think it's sort of a good 70 to 80% of most musicians' dreams is doing it full time, which is hard these days. Such a massive pond with lots and lots of fish. So it's difficult.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Like the thing with it is that we haven't set that as our aim, because then that will cloud what you're doing in the first place, wouldn't it? Because we, like you say, we work and we pump what we make into it and stuff, like when we can and stuff and etc. We, there's a chance like where we should be pumping more here and doing more merch and stuff like that. Because we're not sort of like signed and not have that pressure, we don't have to. Do you know what I mean? Like whereas we want to and stuff, but ultimately we would like to be at a point where they turn around and go, right, you're going here and here next month, and but we don't want it to sort of be the end game in the sense that we're in it for that, because personally, and I think it's shared with the band, I'm in it for that satisfaction that someone gets at the end of the night when recently when we played on Tuesday at the Joiners, Matt from the National Student, he wrote a review about us and he raved about it.
He chuffed with that, mate.
That is what I want to come away from. That's what I want to gain from it.
Yeah.
I want someone to say, "Oh, you gave me half an hour. That was sick. You took me back to the new metal roots." That's bliss to us. Do you know what I mean?
Ultimately, the most satisfying thing is a sense of achievement. I'm a self-taught musician. I've never had a lesson in my life, so it's
I can't believe
to sort of push to get those kind of compliments and things like that is really, really cool.
Plays it like that. I never had a lesson.
Yeah, it was impressive. I was looking at it thinking, Jesus Christ. So you said how it's hard to fit in what you're trying to do around all your personal lives and stuff. Do you find it hard to balance it? Like, do you think that the fact that you've got other stuff to think about, like, I don't know, like, do you work full-time jobs and stuff as well? Like, do you find that takes away from efforts that you could put into the music, or I don't know, maybe it helps. I don't
I
know.
think, yeah, it's a
I think
double-edged
sometimes,
blade, isn't it?
more than anything, I think probably when it comes to practice and stuff like that, social lives take a blow rather than work.
Yeah.
You know, because we spend as much time as we can with each other, but a lot of that time is usually band time, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't really get a lot of time to sort of spend time drinking or.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if we're playing a show, you know, we don't really get a chance to catch up, especially local shows because you've got your friends coming and whatever. You're trying to, you know, say hello to everyone. You don't get a chance to sort of, you know, how are you doing?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, there was a point where, I mean, recently I had a little bit of a stumble, but like, because I was doing like 2 jobs in the band, and you know, you think to yourself, and I kind of like just nearly lost focus on what, like, you know, what's going on, because I kind of love the band, you know, love the band. Work is just something you have to do, like, simple,
Yeah.
like, you gotta go to work, like, but I don't think it takes like too much of a knock on, you know, in a sense of when we're together. Like, when we get together, we work hard because we know that we might not get, you know, as much practice as we want or as much time together as we want to, etc.
I think if you've
yeah,
got a passion for
socialising,
something,
then-
it doesn't matter how busy your sort of personal life is or your, you know, work life is. You make time for it.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing, is being able to make time for it. It doesn't matter if, you know, you're falling asleep on stage or, you know, you're falling asleep at work. It's again that achievement is always there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we still do that. We play shows through the week and then go to work the next day, or sometimes hanging.
Yeah. Some of the states I've gone into work the next day are
That's just
not good at all. But again,
sorry,
after that,
bosses.
you know, after you've done that, after, you know, you played that show and then you've gone to work for, I don't know, 10, 12 hours the next day, you know, you get into bed after that and you think to yourself, you know, that's,
We've achieved it.
yeah, you've done it, you know, it feels good.
Yeah,
It
at
does
least
feel
it is
good, yeah.
possible, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't say sort of personal lives get in the way either. You know, we always again make time for it. And
Yeah.
being unsigned, you can pick and choose again what you do book. I mean, I do all the bookings for the band.
Yeah, he's
Trying to
PR
orchestrate
guru,
5
man.
people that work full-time jobs sometimes is a nightmare, an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Especially again our drummer, being in so many other bands, he works.
He works
6 days a week?
Yeah, he's a courier.
Yeah.
FedEx.
Sometimes it leaves me pulling my hair out, but
There are other
yeah.
delivery companies are available. Not that I'm big enough FedEx.
So what do you like most about all your live shows and stuff that you do? You said about like people coming up to you and saying, "Oh, you know, that was really, really great."
Yeah, well, it's just like the adrenaline, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
The part before you go on, and then when you're on, you're like surging with adrenaline and bouncing off your teammates. That's the way that's what I love about it.
Yeah.
And I guess like our local scene is alright, isn't it? Like
We've got a good music scene, yeah.
good
really
music scene. So like you meet a lot of people, and you know you even meet punters or other band members and stuff, and that sort of grows. So you get to a point. I mean, we're at a point now where we know a lot of other bands in the city, and therefore they might be at shows, or we might be playing on the same bill accidentally. Like they're like, "Oh yeah, you're on this bill with X and X," and we're like, "Oh yeah, cool." Like,
Yeah, that's a really good network, Southampton. Really good network. I mean, it doesn't matter the genres either. I mean, you know, we got with all kinds of bands, don't we? I mean, one band that we know that does a radio station around here on Voice FM. They're a folk band. You know, they are really sort of, you know, sort of cider drinkers and all that. Like,
Yeah,
but I mean, we're big fans of them. They're big fans of us. You know, when you do see them out at the venues, you kind of get that. I don't know, that sort of feeling of.
it was an
I don't know, it's
icebreaker,
just really-
icebreaker festival in Portsmouth. And he was downstairs, wasn't he? He was walking out. He's like clenched up against the window. Hey, like, just fucking really nice guy. But yeah, I think it's like we sort of get off afterwards, and we're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We kind of love the rush of it, and
Yeah, it's just like bungee jumping, isn't it? You know, if you stand up in front of a crowd and you're there on display, you do get that sort of racing heartbeat, and you kind of sort of get addicted to that feeling, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, and then to see people in the room enjoying it as much as you are is, to me, it's one of the best feelings I think I've ever felt in my life. To be
Yeah,
honest,
man,
it's
yeah,
such
I
a
love it.
rush, and it's again an addictive feeling, really addictive. I've got an addictive personality, you know, coffee drinker,
yeah,
vapor, like. But yeah, it's just wholly addictive, isn't it?
yeah. I guess we're just addicted to the buzz of it, basically. Like it sort of gives us like a kick, and it's the same for everyone. I mean, Kyle almost gets a workout every time he does it.
Yeah,
And like, you know, because of his drumming and stuff. And the guys love it for similar reasons. I mean, when Wayne joined, he was in another band before, and he wanted in on ours because, excuse me, he could see the fun we were having, and he wanted a part of it, didn't he? Like, and, you know, not necessarily in terms of like, you know, saying he wanted to gain anything. It was more that we were coming out like, you know, like talking about, oh, this is a fucking nice night. Like, you know, he's like, yeah, I want some of that. Like,
I think it's sort of everyone's got that influence by that sort of desire as well, haven't they? You know, everyone looks up to their sort of favourite musicians, or there's a whole sort of singing as a hairbrush sort of thing. Like, got that, like, desire.
I used to sing in the shower. That's the only time I sing, and that's it. You know, they drag me onto stage, I do it, and obviously I like rap and stuff, so I put my influences into that. So.
Do you find that you have to like come down from a show, like when you finish and you've got that adrenaline? Do you have to go out and do something, or do you just kind of have to go and chill?
That often happens. If we can, we'll take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll go back and stay up all night chatting and watching the videos back, and you know, sometimes me and him, or me, him and Tom, and I mean, like Wayne's got, you know, misses and stuff, so he normally shoots off. But sometimes we get together and have like a drink afterwards and stuff. Or if we've been drinking throughout the night, we'll sort of carry on.
You kind of try and sort of keep that buzz going. Do you know what I mean? You know, you come back from the show and you're all sort of there, like, you know, oh, it's really good. You know, it's really hard when you've got to, again, go home and go to bed because you've got work next day. You know?
Yeah, that, and the fact that, like, I mean, wear earplugs, kids, but like me, it's like you sit in your ears ringing. And I'm like, how am I going to sleep? Literally in bed, like, but that's me coming down from it.
Yeah, you get that whole Monday blues thing. I mean, our last tour last year, our last show was here, wasn't it? Yeah. In this pub. And, you know, work on Monday morning after 2 weeks of touring was just like, what now?
Yeah, actually,
like, you know,
final show was here.
You can't really sort of. Yeah, it's just a come down, isn't it? It's just a come down, I suppose. You've had all that hype and energy of like those 2 weeks. And you're back to normality.
No work, we were just driving between venues. It was awesome. And sleeping in the back of a van and in a rehearsal room.
Yeah.
It's good, really good.
You said that you put like your hip hop like fandom into your lyrics and stuff. Do you find that you put like personal experiences and life and stuff into it as well, or?
I'll tell you what, that is 100% true. For us to listen to the test back is a story of how our band formed. Honestly, I wrote the first song I ever wrote for the band was like, or lyrics for the band, I'd say, because you guys write a lot of music and I sort of lyric over it, was Seagulls. He lost a friend. At the time, I'd known him for a couple of years then. And it really hit him hard. And obviously, where I spend a lot of my time with him when I can anyway, I knew it changed his demeanour. I wanted to sort of pay homage to that without being, you know, obviously not making it too thing, but I sort of wanted to pay homage to it, so I wrote the track around that. And a year later I lost two of mine the same way, in a similar vein. Your friend has something else, I didn't mean that. But like, I lost two of my friends to suicide, and I was like, okay, so as we started to perform that track, it became more poignant because I wrote it for that, and then it sort of built from there. And it was generally, I think the test was exactly what was happening in our band at that time. Like, and obviously when people listen to it, it might not relay that to them, but then that's what music is. When you listen to a track, you sort of get your own thing from it, don't you? But
yeah, you kind of make your own. And before you know the story behind any song or any lyrics, you know, you kind of, if you relate to it, you relate to it. You know, lyrics, riffs, lyrics, whatever, speak to people. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but the last track that we played that night, we do it every time we play the song. So that does an announcement, you know, dedicates it to the three people.
I've done that every show we've played.
Every single show we've played,
literally every single one. And it's not it's never a thing to get like the crowd like to give us an R or anything. I stated when before we even took to stage that I was going to do that, and I won't stop doing it.
Yeah,
Like, it's just because that song takes from that, but not in the nasty way that you know that I meant it. Like, I meant it as an homage to them. Like I mean, Ryan was one of my dearest friends from college, and you know, he inspired me when he was around as a musician, and it's like I kind of want to give back to that. Like somehow, sort of one of the lyrics at the end is like, "Can you hear me now?" And like I sort of scream it because it's like I kind of, you know, hope that like you can hear what we're doing, you know, hear the track. And I mean, Dave was a massive part of your life, isn't it? I mean, he would have probably loved what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean that song in particular as well was the only one he heard that I'd written.
Yeah.
You know,
so yeah, it's even more poignant from that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I'd definitely say that as much as I can, I try and relate it to what's happening if I can, without being stuck in the I have to write a song about what's happening. Like, but I think a lot of my lyrics do come from personal experience. Like,
Yeah.
cause, I mean, I don't class myself as like the best songwriter ever. You know what I mean? Or like I don't write any of the music. Technically,
it's the same with riffs though as well.
I mean, get it from you guys, don't I?
Yeah, I mean riffs reflect your mood sometimes as well. You know, you're in a good mood and you'll write something cheery, or you'll be in a bad mood and you'll write something, you know, a bit sort of dreary or whatever. So I mean, all of that reflects, but sometimes I don't think it really needs explanation. You know, again, if it's a personal thing, whatever that person's feeling will relate to it. Different songs mean different things to people, so.
Well, you can take them different ways, isn't it? Like Butcheress might be something you relate as to, you know, something, or it could be something else, but I know what I related it to, do you know what I mean? So that's therefore someone might hear it and go, oh, it's about that, and I'll be like, well, okay, but it's not about that, do you know what I mean? Like, that's fine, sorry.
Do you think about that when you're actually performing it then? Like, does it go through your mind what the song's actually about? Like, does it make it hard to play, or does it make it, I don't know, easier?
I think it. I mean, goals. By the time we get around to playing goals, like we normally end the set with it.
Yeah, I'd say for something that gets around to goals in a half-an-hour set, that's like fully warmed up by then.
Yeah, like
so when it does this little, you know, tribute piece, it does remind you of what the song's about, and it does give you that sort of extra kick up the arse.
So when it starts, it sort of comes in. Like, and I'd say it gives us energy.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Definitely sort of. It's not that it you know, needs to remind me, but again, it just brings that sort of thought back of, you know, just spurs you a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd definitely say that. Yeah, like a lot of the time, it's running through our head, like it runs through my head when I'm singing it and stuff. Then it empowers me, but it still is, you know, part of my job is to, like, you know, get it. Performance to the best of my ability anyway. So, but like, yeah, sometimes it'll go through my head, especially if, I mean, when I wrote a certain track and I was going through what was happening, at that point in time it was almost choky to sing it. Like, do you know what I mean? But it now it's sort of like I can get into that headspace, but then I don't get into that headspace, you know, like afterwards. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like completely like things. I might have come off stage before and been like still dwelling on what you know what was happening in the situation, but it's not. You know, every time is not sort of like totally reminiscent of that. Like I just sort of try and do it to the best of my ability, I guess.
Do you think it feels like almost like therapeutic then? Like it's like a kind of healing process?
I think that. Like,
Yeah.
When we first started to play goals, it was a really nice, like feeling. I mean, what
it's expression,
to come off like upset about
to
it,
release, yeah,
but in a good way. Like you sort of like cleanse yourself from it.
Like, I mean, for me, every show's a fucking good release.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? If you've had, you know, a really shit couple of weeks or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, you get up on stage and it's a really cleansing experience. Because you've got a chance to sort of get up there and burst some energy in front of people. It's almost like shouting in someone's face. And I'm not, you know, I'm the most placid guy you'll ever meet in terms of, you know, not a man for confrontation at all. So to get up there and, yeah, again, like make loud noises in front of people,
it's almost
quite
confrontational in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost really slightly confrontational in itself. Like, I mean, it's like you've got a battle against some people that might not be interested in you.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, but you know, some of the things I see, like, you know, on the other side of that is a lot of some of the bands I've seen before that sort of insult the crowd. It's like, I can't stand that. I just don't understand that. Like, literally, like it doesn't get to me.
Whether it comes off as part of an act or not, it's just
I don't. Yeah, and like for us, it's like, well, we're gonna play our set, and you either pay attention or you don't. Like, it's as simple as that. But a lot of the time, I think when we start, people are like, "What's going on? What's going on?" Like, and that's what I found. Like, I think we transfer enough energy from all 5 of us into the room to either pull people into it or get them realising that, like, we're going to transfer it for like half an hour, 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. It's very rare we fit a lineup. Very rare we fit.
We
sort
fit
of
in
genre, I
lineups,
suppose.
but we don't fit a lineup. That's
Yeah.
the way I see it. Like,
But we're always, it comes across sometimes that we're always the odd band out. Like,
we can play a lot of different like lineups, but we'll not necessarily fit that entire lineup. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. I mean, even Matt said, like, you know, we weren't really, you know, from us and into the other band, we weren't really like, you know, the choice, if you will, for the lineup. But we don't, you know, that if we didn't, you know, do something right, we wouldn't have been booked. So I mean, you know, that's the way I see it. So we just go and do our thing and see what happens, basically.
On Tuesday, I obviously went to see Fort Hope. I didn't even realise there was support because I think I just booked the ticket online. It just said like Fort Hope. I think I looked on like Songkick or something actually, and it didn't have anyone anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't know there was any supports, and I turned up, and obviously you guys were playing. And at the end of the night, I thought actually it was really weird because it was like I think you had the most energy and you were first, and then Monarchs were a second, and then they had less energy, and then Fort Hope had like the least. It was like gradually the night got more and more chilled. It was like this is backwards. What's going on?
Topsy-turvy lineup.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, I think if you want to make an impression, like of any kind, you have to get up. Even if you're the opening act, you have to get up like your headline act in a way.
It's
like,
a contrast, and it's such a contrast when you've got. As this is what I mean when we, you know, usually we don't fit a lineup. Is you've got, you know, us doing quite a, you know, in your face brash sort of set, and then you had Monarchs, which were quite sort of, you know, sort of tone heavy and
chord heavy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Monarchs, by the way, not cussing you.
Yeah, shout out to them boys. Yeah, I think that was kind of it was a strange night for us because after being booked, because I do all the band's bookings, and I know the booker, the promoter from the Joiners really well. He's been booking us for ages. He booked us for Common People this year, the Festival at the Common. We're playing that. And I always investigate the bands that he puts on with, obviously, do a bit of research. I'm sort of thinking to myself, like, these bands don't fit us at all, like, which gives you that extra sort of like, how is tonight going to go? Like, you know, because we've got these acts and they don't sound anything like us at all. Like, it's
like you get like Joe Blogg, singer-songwriter come up sometimes, and then like he'll sing, you know, have like a mellow acoustic set, and then like we like get up and Insides Out comes on, like, so what the hell? Like, this guy's got a mask on and no shirt. Like, you know, in The Hobbit before, I think that's happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
We sort of got up because it was so hot in there. You had two of our guitarists and bass player had no shirt on. You had a gas mask on and stuff, and I had we were all nearly half dressed, and this guy was on the table like, oh my god, this fucking band is go get down here, go get down here, man. Like, proper, so funny sort of thing. So yeah, I think we don't necessarily fit in, but that is the beauty of us, I think, because
it kind of adds to the adrenaline.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
if we
don't
don't
know
fit
how
in,
you're going to be taken,
stand out.
You know?
That's the way I see it. Like, and although we don't, you know, we're not cocky in any least of the way. We're just like totally anti us. We don't know ego or anything like that. But I think the way to stand out is to be unique.
Yeah.
And we don't fit in. If you don't fit in, you stand out. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Stick out with the sore thumb.
What is a gas mask about, by the way? Because I did wonder. I mean, it's cool. Like, I'm not having a go at it. I just
it's
wondered.
a question I get asked almost every show, and I don't really like talking about it, to be honest. Like, just because it's a bit of a personal thing. But there's a saying: "Give a man a mask, and he'll show you his real face." And I think that's all I really need to say on that. Really, to be honest. It's nice to be there as a mystery. I know what it means. When people keep guessing, they keep guessing, and when someone gets it right, give them the thumbs up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Kind of adds to everything, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
exactly. Yeah. sort of, you know, where you sort of started out, when you started out doing it, you like very it's like a theatrical thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to wear sort of a lot of get up really. I used to wear, I made a cap, like a flat peak, had a big headdress on it, a massive headdress, and the mask that I wore at the time had huge metal spikes. And it just, to be honest, I mean, the local scene, it became a real pain in the arse carrying all this stuff around, especially, you know, massive headdress and stuff. Like, it got some awesome responses, but
You've got like a
again, I don't
canvas
feel
of it done in it, because it's so, there's like one thing where he's like pointing off the stage, it's like huge blue quills in it, it's so cool. Like.
But I don't feel the need to keep it going, because that's what people want to see. It's just, you know, it's just something I wanted to do at the time, so I've done it.
But the
whether
mask
make
is
another
the one
appearance,
thing
I don't
the
know.
mask is the one thing you
Yeah. Something that, again, if I didn't wear it, people would sort of ask why.
There was one time when that actually happened.
Yes,
He went up without it on.
I think for one show, and that was when we featured with another band, UKID, the band we toured with.
Yeah.
We played the Talking Heads when they had the old venue.
Several different audience members asked you why you didn't have it on.
Yeah, well, we done a song with them, so me, one other guitarist, and Sam got on the stage with them. So it's about, I mean, it was about 9 of us on stage playing this one song. And I didn't wear it for that because it wasn't These Septic Stars, so I just got up on stage and banged it out, and it was just a bit weird. Like, getting up on stage without it was just kind of strange, and a comfort blanket sort of thing. But well, it's not that's not the case, but I think it's not These Septic Stars. So, and then UKD being our friends over anything, it was just a really good collective experience, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely awesome. We had 2 bassists,
3 guitarists. No,
it's 2 guitarists, 2 bassists, 3 singers,
3 singers,
drummer, and keys and samplers as well. And that was it.
It's called UKID featuring These Septic Stars Apocalypse. You can check it out on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, yeah.
Amazing. That was so good. Down at the Joiners, wasn't it? I think.
That was Talking Heads, yeah.
Talking Heads. Sorry. But yeah, it's like a mystery thing.
Yeah. We'll keep it shrouded, yeah.
Alright. So what work are you most proud of then that you've done, that you've released, like recorded? Is it newer stuff, older stuff?
Yeah, I'd definitely say Beauty of Snakes,
Beauty of
because we done it. We didn't pay for anything with that recording. For that EP, we didn't pay for nothing. It was completely free. Basically, one of our shows at the Joiners, we were approached by a young chap who came up to us after the show. Basically, that night we got, for the last song, Seagulls, we got everyone on stage. Everyone who wants to come on stage.
I just said, I said, like, get up here. So we played with Scars of Protest and some other people.
Yeah.
And I said, like, get Nomura.
Yeah, it was such a good atmosphere. Everyone was dancing and going mental. It was a headline show for us, so we were like, you know, if you want to join us on stage, come on up. Yeah. One of our first headlines. So we got everyone up on stage. And, you know, there was such a buzz at the end of it. You know, everyone was talking to everyone after the set, and it was a really good buzz. And a young chap came up to us and he said, "Oh, I've got a studio in my back garden. I'm a producer." "All right, okay, yeah, fair enough." And it was a long while until we spoke to him again, wasn't it? Like, we didn't, you know, we were putting bits and bobs together for it. And he emailed our old guitarist and said, you know, if you guys want to come down and use the studio, that's absolutely fine. And we said, you know, we can pay you this, we can pay you that. He said, no, I really enjoy your music, we'll do it for free. I thought, okay, yeah, cool. And the fact that we managed to get all that together and come out with something that, you know, people are, you know, they're donating towards it and giving us money for it that's, you know, it's
which
really
again, we put it up for hardly anything. Like,
yeah.
£2. And, you know,
people are chucking £10 at us for 4 songs. It's like,
I say we don't expect that.
No.
Like, we can have it for £2, you can just do it for free. Do you know what I mean? And we just sort of wanted to get it out there because we've been sitting on the tracks live for God knows how many.
But it was again, it was. I mean, it's really proud of that because, you know, we sort of pulled together our resources and everything sort of come together in that respect. You know, we didn't have to go and, you know, throw, you know, £1,000 at a producer to go and get our stuff done. We just kind of relied on our resources.
Which is a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously, like, every band would love somewhere like free they can go and just record, but that means you're stuck with that one producer that necessarily. We're talking about a guy who works for a big, massive company as well, and he's got all sorts going on, and he's taking on all other bands as well and doing other stuff, and it's like you suddenly realise that it took us ages to get our stuff done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but like I say, it is a blessing to have that there, but sometimes it's a curse in the sense that it could take ages. He could like he was very like protective about putting anything out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah, it's
we
very
were just
sort of
like, look,
self-conscious work.
We're not like
as a
trying to
producer.
fleece you here.
Yeah.
Like, we just want to work on our music. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. So
I mean, yeah, again, it's a curse because he's producer that works for himself. He doesn't really work with anyone else. So you kind of lose out on that reach. That he knows all these other people in other studios, and your music goes that little bit further. But that didn't really worry us, did it? I mean, we were proud of what we've done. We were proud of the outcome. Yeah, it just kind of speaks for itself, really, I suppose. Obviously, tours as well. The 2 tours we've done, we set up ourselves. We had no booking agents or anything like that. We had no management. We booked those 2 tours ourselves with the band that we know from Glastonbury, UKID. Put that all together ourselves, and it was really successful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Really, really good time.
It just goes to show you can do it yourself. You don't have to, pay money or give a cut of whatever you earn to management to do that these days. You can just do it yourself.
Yeah.
And we sort of love that DIY sort of experience, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
It really does ring home for us.
Although, like, there's stuff that you'd like people's help on and stuff, but like you don't get that unless you work. And we've been working, just to do what we love to do, right? And if something comes of it, then all the better. Like anything like this, for example, like we don't expect it.
Just gets you buzzing a little bit more.
Someone to be like, oh, I'd love to have a chat with you. Like, it's lovely. Like, so thanks for that.
So obviously you've got a little bit of physical stuff going on, but I've seen that a lot of it's like on Bandcamp and stuff, like say when you can pay more or less or whatever. But have you got any like plans to produce like more physical copies and like sell physical copies, or
this is the next sort of step because we were talking about like we sort of need to get again with our physical copies. A friend of mine I used to work with in a youth theatre did a lot of the artwork for me. He put it all together and like and we bought some CD cases and sat in my house and scored it all, and again it was like massive
It's all DIY again,
DIY, but like he's a busy guy, like he does loads of like film production stuff, and like he works with youth theatre programs all over the globe. So I said like, I can't keep going to him, and he's got a family too, so I can't keep going to him like, oh, can you make us like X amount of CDs again and X amount. So like the first lot was good, but we kind of need to go somewhere where we can get it mass produced with the artwork, and I just need to get it off him basically. Like,
yeah, I mean we understand that people like physical copies for their collection, but I think I hate to say it, but the CDs are a dying thing these days, unfortunately. They are more of a sort of keepsake than anything, sort of part of a collection. People don't really use them,
Yeah. But then again, like even saying that, we aren't on iTunes or anything yet.
No.
Spotify.
I mean we're in the midst of getting our album together.
I guess that's one of the things that we could get a little assistance with.
Yeah.
Because we don't. Parts of it we don't fully understand. Like, you know what I mean? Again, it's not.
Again,
not
without
management
working with
thing.
management or anything like that, we again sort of DIY in respects of if you're going to get into the music industry, you need to learn about it yourself.
Yeah.
So it's all a learning
Before you
curve.
get there, you need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically.
But there will be some more sort of physical
Yeah.
stuff on the way. I mean, we've printed 2 lots of T-shirts, and they've literally disappeared within a week or 2.
Yeah, I mean,
every time they're just gone.
I pumped again. I worked with Brian on that and pumped some money into it. Got the money back and pumped it straight back into the band for rehearsals, fuel, all that sort of madness. But yeah, again, that's something that people keep going, oh, have you got any shirts left? And it's like, no, I can't. Like, I need to get. I mean, merch is a lifeblood of the band, and I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But
It's when you're starting out, it's kind of the sort of main resource for any kind of monetary gain, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a matter of time at the moment. But
Yeah,
she's just going to get it done, and you can sort of sort it out before we move into this year.
We did say, after we released The Beauty of Snakes, we said that, we'd concentrate on live shows before
And
we get another
actually
release going.
or a body of work of an album. or
Yeah.
something.
We're, I'd say, 60-70% way through an album now.
Yeah, trying to.
So I mean, the recording for that hopefully will come later this year. But I mean, we've said it to a promotion team we worked with. And I say it time and time again. Is much prefer doing a whole live thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's nice to go and do the recording and the sort of
I like
the
the fact
promotion
that
of
we
the
can
band,
back
but-
up what we do
yeah.
on there live, because
Yeah.
our live thing came before we started putting down records.
We see a lot of the local bands. They go and record a single, and then they'll put so much money into advertising on Facebook and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they're promoting one song, and they've done like 2 or 3 gigs. It's like, if you get out there and get the experience, then you get the respect of people as well. I think that's probably sort of our mantra, really, is getting live shows under our belt and getting the experience.
Yeah.
As I say, we've definitely got that now. But so the album will come, I'm hoping, towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it's locking everyone down again. That's the thing. So we've got everyone locked down.
Yeah, we don't know where we're going to do it this time either.
No, we've had a lot of offers from a lot of studios recently. One being West Key Studios, which have worked with Band of Skulls, Royal Blood. They approached us last week or the week before, sent us an email saying, you know, we'd love to take you to a wider audience.
I used to deliver bassist to Emma Richardson as well when I was
Yeah,
a courier.
yeah. She doesn't live too far from here,
Shout
does
out
she?
Band of Skulls. Southampton Zone.
But yeah, as I say, it's just sort of picking and choosing at the moment. We've been approached by the right people. So it's just kind of making sure we've got our shit together before we do
You don't want
lock
to
down
go
on
in
it.
there like half cut and then pump in some funds to it and then,
Yeah,
you know, sort of waste the time. We want to make sure we nail it so we come out and, I mean, several people leave messages on Bandcamp when they purchase, like, when's the album out?
yeah, we get
We'll
asked all the
literally
time.
try and get one together. Like,
Yeah.
we'll do it for you, like. But like you say, we don't want to churning out an album.
Yeah,
Because then it just means that you've wasted your time. Like, you know,
Yeah.
people will know. Like, we took so much care with the Test and Beauty of Snakes that it sort of shows.
yeah.
Like in the records. So
And
like,
when it comes to sort of writing our songs as well, it feels a lot better if they've been produced through work. You know, you've actually worked on these songs rather than look, just come up with something. Like,
Yeah.
let's put that together. Like, you need to be starting on those kinds of things. Like,
it needs to be like a coagulated form, body of work and stuff like that.
something that's matured and you're happy with. You're really, really happy with.
Even though our stuff does really sound different. Like, so
Yeah.
we don't care about that. Like, yeah.
Is it going to be like a progression of your EPs then, or is it going to be maybe not a different direction, but like a different sound?
I think that like both our EPs have got like this certain like, you know, tone to it, in the fact that there's always like a slap track on one, and there's always like, it sort of goes like, doesn't it? Like, and we've got this joke where all of our tracks, you know, we were saying about the band name not being a single word, but like most of our tracks are single words. There's not one that's like such and such, such, such. Like,
It comes down from sort of like slang for us, though, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if we're in the studio, we're like, instead of saying seagulls, we say goals, or break it down too much.
Butcher, as we say,
it
butcher.
becomes slang.
So
Yeah.
say butcher, like, and stuff. But yeah, I think our goal is to sort of stay with the zany unexpectedness of it. But to try and, I mean, we've had like a little bit of equipment buying and stuff. You know, I think we bought like a head and stuff. So like, everybody's working on their individual tones and stuff at the moment, ready for that. I think, like more than anything. So hopefully it'll be a progression of.
I mean, obviously in this EP we've got a bit more sort of electric.
We
electric
sort of want to add more of
influence.
that.
And there's definitely more of that coming. And that comes with, you know, the influence of the bands we play with as well. Again, UKID, they're live drum and bass. And when we first saw them, we were so blown away by the sound that they were producing. Literally, yeah.
They
they support us
we were
first.
shocked.
Yeah.
Like, we'd sat watching their videos like.
So we're like, oh, you know, that's a bit of a new
What?
challenge. We'll give that
Like,
a go.
yeah, literally,
We'll
like-
give that a go. And our drummer plays a live sampler, so he sets all the samples off and records them and creates them, whatever. And we just fell in love with it, didn't we? Like, really, really. So it just adds a little bit extra. I think we'll continue along that route. But again, that along with things like slap bass, you know, you wouldn't really expect to find too much of that on, you know, sort of a rock album. You know, either sort of one way or the other sort of thing. And that's what we quite like, is the fact that it does throw a bit of a curveball, which is nice.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, whenever those sorts of things start off in the venue, you know, heads start turning, rather than, you know, someone sort of stood there with an acoustic guitar, I suppose. They don't, you know, sometimes it can sort of fade into distance a little bit. Those kind of things definitely grab people's attention.
Not
don't
dissing them, like.
No, absolutely not, absolutely not.
But like, it is. It's just one of those things. Like, if it had been an acoustic act opening.
Yeah, it's an observation. That's the thing.
On Tuesday or whatever. I think they were shocked that we sort of played inside out, and it was like murder.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. But yeah, I think that's hopefully evolve as we carry on working on newer stuff. Because we've got some other sounds that we're already working on at the moment, like Thomas track and stuff in it.
Yeah, it's a challenge of writing to a new beat, as it were. Do you know what I mean? When somebody sort of throws in a new technique or an old time signature or something like that, it's a challenge and it's something you can get your teeth into and really sort of get your mind around. And it challenges all of us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why I love working with our drummer, because sometimes he's so complex that you're like, I have to grip this. I have to get my teeth into this. And again, you get that sense of achievement through coming through that. Yeah. And we do challenge each other, don't we?
Oh, you guys are my biggest inspiration. I've always said that. Like, I wouldn't be anywhere near, I say, as competent musically if I wasn't working with you guys. Like, and I don't say that because they're my friends. I say that because as musicians they're fucking incredible. Like, and for them, they've been sitting on it for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, not really doing stage shows or anything like that. And when we've got to the point where we can do it, it brings out something in them.
You just get a kick out of sort of challenging each other, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's going on then in the future with live shows? Are you carrying on touring, or are you gonna like carry on playing around Southampton venues? Are you thinking about trying to get places?
We went further afield with our tours, didn't we?
Yeah.
Then we thought we'd be able to there, and we've got a couple of bookings.
We've got a couple around the country coming up this year. So we're playing Leicester in July. Next show we're playing in Southampton, which is Common People, which is the big festival.
Which again we're honoured for. Like,
Yeah.
honoured to play.
But those kinds of things, it's a contracted show, so we can't play any South Coast shows 3 weeks either side. So we can't play any of the South Coast venues at the moment until 3 weeks after the event, which is.
But we're not complaining about that.
No.
To be asked to play that is.
It's just typical that in that time we've had some bookings that come through that we'd love to have played, but because we're contracted we can't. So it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, we've got a couple of shows coming around the country of our touring partners, UKOD. But Southampton shows are just so dear to our hearts.
Yeah, we still will play them. Yeah. Like if we're asked, we'll go and play them. Like, I mean, Scars wants to play with them soon, don't they?
Yeah, that's November time.
And they, and we still love doing it. Like, I mean, Talking Heads has just moved to a new location, so we've only played there once.
Yeah, it's a lovely new venue.
It's awesome. Like, the venue rooms lovely.
It's literally just down Polygon.
I didn't go to the original place actually. I got asked to a couple of times, but I was always.
It's got as much history as the Joiners easily.
That place, but
really big venue as well.
It's massive.
Like twice, 3 times the size of the Joiners, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Massive. Yeah. The new one's Polygon Road, so it's literally stone's throw from here, really. But it's in an old place called the Maple Leaf, so turned into new Talking Heads, and it's a beautiful venue. Oh right, yeah, go for it. Have you got some change? Yeah, but I think we're going to be putting touring on the back foot for now, because we've done 2 last year, and they were great, like, really, really good fun. But again, you can't really sort of progress with your music if you're on the road all the time. It's quite hard. It's different if you're sat in a bus, a touring bus or something like that, because you've got time to sit there and write. But when you're on the road all the time and staying in hotels, you just don't really get a chance. You need to put more of your energy into your performances and keeping yourself going. But yeah, we're looking at festivals this year. We're playing a couple this year, but we're concentrating on the album more than anything. I think that's probably the focus at the moment, is to get that done. And one thing we haven't actually done yet is a music video, like sort of like a performance video, something like that. Just because we've never really seen it as, to us, that essential. We're more about playing together and enjoying that, rather than sort of getting a video up for the sake of being online and trying to get an audience online. But we'd rather get the experience. But that's going to be coming when the album comes. So we'll save that. Because again, a lot of these sort of younger bands and that, they see it as write a single, do a video, then move on, rather than sort of going out playing first, getting the experience. So I think that's going to be good fun doing the video, because it's something we've all waited for, something we've waited patiently for. We've had lyric videos and stuff done, and we've made little bits and bobs ourselves, but we haven't actually sort of worked with a director or anything yet. But Yeah, that will come. That will come.
I think in some ways, like a lyric video must be almost as hard as a music video. Because I've seen one of the ones you've done.
Yeah.
And because obviously there's so many lyrics in all the songs.
Yeah.
Like just like lightning quick, like machine gun fire.
You have to put the YouTube on 0.5, like, and slow it down. Like.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a production team we worked with recently. Because we work for them in lighting, you know, we employ them to do our lighting and our effects and whatever. They've just started an online company as well. They're doing music videos and lyrics videos for people, bands around the city, around the country. So they said, you know, because you know we've worked together so much, we'll do you one for free. We're like, yeah, okay, that's cool. We all had a video. We had a video for that song already, which is just, you know, just sort of a little GIF online sort of thing. And they come up with a smashing result in about a week. Like, you know, put this thing together, and it's like, wow. We've done one for a song called Hierophant, and actually my girlfriend put that together. You know, she'd never worked with the piece of software she'd worked with, and she's done a really good job. And again, it's the whole DIY thing again. You know, just get it together yourself, save the money. It's easy enough to do these days. So once you've done it once, what's to say you can't do it again? You know, keep that going yourself. But yeah, I think music video, an album are probably sort of top of our list of getting things together this year. Shows, I say, we'll do the odd one here and there, but the problem with playing in Southampton too much is, you know, promise and promote you can sell tickets, and a lot of the local bands around here, you know, they book show after show after show after show, and that's their downfall, is that they're playing Southampton way too much, and they're not selling the tickets, and the promoters don't like that. Like, you know, they get a bit funny about it, you know, bring up numbers through the doors, you're not going to get booked again. But we tend to do alright, do our own aspects.
So as common people, is that going to be like your biggest audience that you play to?
Oh yeah, easily, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a massive event. I think it's, I'm not sure how many I had through last. I think I had, how many common people? Like 50,000, is it? Or
I thought it was 30.
is it 30,000? Yeah.
Sorry, tape.
I think that will be our biggest audience we play to, yeah, by far.
Potentially our biggest one, because you never know who will like stand at your stage and stuff. But
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, we're on the Uncommon stage, which is run by joiners.
Yeah, it's all booked for the joiners, yeah.
But yeah, like
We were blown away by that because they approached us. We never applied for the festival. They just, you know, well, I know the promoter, he said, would you like a slot? I was like, please.
I mean, there was a competition for like local acts to.
Yeah, luckily we bypassed all of that. They run a competition called I Want to Play at Common People. It's, you know, get local acts together. They do like a battle of the bands thing. It's all done by voting. And the director of Festival runs it all.
Yeah, Rob
the Bank. He runs it and judges it as well. But we managed to bypass all of that. Now, do you want a slot?
Yeah, which again, like, we didn't never expected, and B, we were not like ha about it, like, but we're just gobsmacked. Like,
Yeah.
It's an honour. Like we're playing on with some of our local bands that we love, absolutely
good
love,
friends,
and some
yeah.
acts that we, you know, that are massive.
Yeah.
Lonely the Brave and stuff, and Science of Eight Limbs particularly that we cannot wait to see.
Elixir.
Elixir we're playing too. Sean McGowan. So yeah, I can't wait for that.
Some name dropping.
Yeah, clang.
That was all the questions I had anyway, so that
Amazing.
was pretty much done. Cheers, guys.
Mate, you're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Anytime, man.
You're more than welcome.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out the band on social media as well as at their upcoming shows, so you can see for yourself exactly what makes them so different.